Hi guys, welcome to the Silver Report. Today is Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. Right now silver is currently trading at 17.19. It's up 1.88%. Gold is at 1213.70. I wanted to talk a little bit about the real economy. We see a dramatic drop in retail sales. That is not one of the most alarming figures for our economy right now. Because it's not just brick and mortar. It's also online sales are dropping dramatically, worse and worse since the Great Recession began back in 2011, and a great fear of this number with the drop in retail. This is a terrifying number. It has been the single largest sector to produce any jobs. Now we're losing our last leg, the last support for anything, for example, the Limited is closing stores. Macy's is closing stores, laying off thousands of people. Now, Macy's is a big store in malls, and their rent is free in most American malls. So with free rent, they have very little overhead, simply paying employees and restocking merchandise, and they are suffering. That means there is no retail taking place there, and they are suffering. They're experiencing layoffs, closing down, the breakdown of the American mall system. We used to live in much decadence in this country. What else? American Apparel. They're closing 110 stores. They're even closing their LA headquarters. It has 3,400 employees in their headquarters. And what is the result of this? Now, we have some significant economic factors that play into this. Number one, we're in the first time having a time where millennials, that is the people 18 through 34, now outnumber the baby boomers. So there was 75.4 million millennials. There's 74.9 million baby boomers. That's from 51 to 69. Now these are very significant numbers. Number one, the baby boomers are now moving into retirement. They're collecting Social Security. But the millennials, there's a major dynamic shift. Number one, they're not investing in the stock markets. They're not getting married. They're not having families. They're not buying houses. They're living in the basements of the baby boomers' homes. They're living in their parents' basements. With higher education, just by comparison, the median income for the millennials, which is 75.4 million Americans, is $40,581 a year. Comparing that to the baby boomers, which was $50,910 a year at the same time that they were the same age, and that's 25 years ago. And think of the value of the dollar, how much it just dramatically changed since then. So it would be the equivalent of almost double. Plus you count in now there's massive increases in student debt. Like I said, they're higher educated, more college courses, but no jobs. No jobs. The proof of this, there's 43.22 million on food stamps that apply for food stamps. It's almost double since the Great Recession began. If unemployment numbers are a true reflection, why are more people being added to food stamps? It is because these high-paying jobs have left the country. And now even the retail jobs, which are not enough to support a family, they can't get a family, they're living at home, they can't pay these high-price rents. Even with these high-price rents, places in New York City, the boom town of the country, there's an 8.7% real estate drop in the city of New York. They can't even sell homes in one of the only economies that's thriving. So in Davos, the globalists are meeting there. Trump is not attending. World powers are now deciding how to continue to globalize the economy with Trump not being cooperative. China is cooperative with the world banking elite. America is standing up. Remember how they crushed the economy of nations attempting to leave the Central European banks, how they put Greece so far into debt they're not taking their tourist income, taking government buildings. Same with Italy Italy is crushed under the weight of these Federal Reserve banks, well, central banks. They're not called the Federal Reserve there. These central banks, and they are crushing these economies. They will not allow them. They will not give up power or control over their country's sovereignty. And so, to have a strong America, I mean, Trump's coming out in the news today, and we already knew it based on their discussion, saying that a strong dollar is a danger for the American economy, is a danger for the manufacturers in America. And it's true, we're getting crushed on trade. Maybe some trade deals can help that, the economy can take off, but it is, the world is not prepared to have an American recovery. They have a globalized system which everything is interconnected, and an American nationalist recovery, a recovery of American pride, of American worker, of the American economy, just does not fit into their spectrum, because they have dreams of controlling the world's banking. And to see independently wealthy citizens in America again is something that they did not figure into the equation. So it's something we need to look out for. We need to look out for, because these are very powerful people that control very powerful banks and world systems. And China, they're willing to play ball. They're just about leading up the World Economic Summit with these massive banks, massive financial controllers of the world's economies and countries all united together. This is a bold statement for a Donald Trump not to attend. And it looks positive, but we just need to prepare for turbulence, and we need to take positive steps now while you can, while you see that there is a danger mounting. I mean, what happens? You get the warning, hurricane's coming. What do? You sit there and continue watching some pointless, tedious movie or football game? No. You prepare. You get out to the Home Depot, you get your boards, get your screws, you board up the house, you protect yourself from the storm that is coming. And now is the time to prepare while you can still find screws and wood on the shelves. Because once this storm hits land, the shelves will be empty. There'll be no more safe haven for you. There'll be no more option to be able to protect yourself. And you need to take positive steps now. Imagine what the world would look like with a destroyed American economy. The people stood up. They said, yes, we want recovery. We want independently wealthy Americans. We want a revival of manufacturing. And the world is opposed to it. They cannot see a resurgence of the dollar. They cannot allow it. So understanding that and looking in past the headlines and looking into what they are saying in their meetings, what they are doing, it is time to take positive steps to prepare now, ahead of the storm, while you still can. And then tell me why. Tell me why no one is talking about the real problem. That our entire monetary system is controlled by a private entity called the Federal Reserve. Why is nobody talking about it? Why did Ron Paul and Rand Paul try for 30 years to get a bill introduced just to audit the Fed? And they can't even bring it up. They can't get it to a president. You think this entity does not have so much control over your life? Why can't they even look? Not to end it, just to audit them. They'll audit you. In fact, they'll listen to your emails, listen to our phone calls. They're listening to Grandma and Auntie Sharon talk about their favorite recipes. They want to know everything that we're typing, texting, searching. They'll even listen to this video. Document everything. They don't want to look into the single largest entity, corporate entity in the entire world, the system controlling the world's reserve currency. They don't even want to look on their record books. They don't want to know what they're doing with the creation of our nation's currency. No. The controlling powers are who gets these people elected, not us. Campaign contributions, inserting their own people. This is why this problem will not be solved. This is why it deserves more attention. This is why there's a push to shut down private media, to control the internet, to censor information, the flow of information. They do not want this information out. They don't want it talked about. They don't even want anyone to look. Won't allow it to happen. No, they're bankrupting this country, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. Not a vote, not logic, nothing. Only prepare, only batten down the hatches. Only take positive steps to protect yourself from the storm that is coming. Alright, thank you guys for joining me. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe, like the channel, leave a comment in the comment box, any tips or hints or anything that you guys liked about it. Be sure to subscribe because there'll be more content like this. And I thank you guys again for joining me here on the Silver Report.